The bigger they are, the harder they fall. My favorite thing to do when it rains is to crawl into bed while sipping some tea and listen to the rain as it drops on the roof. Rainy days are excellent for listening to the classical music in my room because rain suits me and allow me to really feel the emotional punch of the music. Rain gives us fresh water and in addition helps fill brooks, streams and rivers to transport water to large bodies of water such as lakes and reservoirs. They said it will rain sometime today, and by the look of those dark clouds on the mountain ridge, it might be in the not-too-distant future. But future weather forecasts are lamentably deficient because it is hard to identify incoming weather patterns. This is why even a simple windstorm or change in pressure system could make their long-range predictions significantly less accurate than short-term predictions. I like watching snow fall only inside, behind the window where it is warm and dry. I don't like drive on snowy roads because it is inherently slippery and dangerous, not to mention your tires lose their grip very easily on the ice. But if you have to drive on snowy roads, be careful that there is no frost on your windshield and allow for at least 3 times more space than usual between yourself and the car in front of you. A large fire often comes from a small spark. I have an issue with my roommate, and I need your perspective and unbiased advice on the matter. I know everyone has a different standard of cleanliness, so I suggest that you both work harder to keep your surroundings clean. It isn't like he's a monster, and we are usually on the same wavelength on about almost everything except now. And I dread coming home because of the mess that he has left. TV producers are indispensable as they have a number of operational jobs outside of picking out actor and approving script and locations to shoot. While a TV producer may be an exciting and well-compensated job, your job security is directly tied to the profit that your show makes. The minimum requirement for a TV producer is to have achieved a bachelor's degree in either broadcasting or communications. My husband resigned from his company last Monday to fulfill his lifelong dream of opening up a small authentic Japanese restaurant. Considering all the factors that it is terrifying to start new enterprise when it is unclear where revenue is going to come from. My husband said that he only lives life once, and though it was risky, he needed to trust his instinct and go for this chance before the opportunity disappeared. Today comes only once and never again returned. There is a robbery in progress, and though I feel pure terror, I need to stay calm and comply with all the robber's demand. As I observed the robber, I noticed he was wearing a black bulletproof vest and a mask that covered his face. I am glad that I remembered inserting the bait money that we had prepared ahead of time for this situation. I was disguised as an armed robber when I burst into the bank and started causing chaos. The girl was doing super well, and following the emergency procedure, and was not startled by the situation. Though I am an amateur actor, I deceived everyone in the room and was able to depict what a real robbery would look like. I didn't expect these strenuous situations to happen this morning, considering the fact that I just arrived to work at this branch last week. I don't know what constitutes a medical prognosis of a panic attack, but I felt like I was suffocating or choking, and I need to take deep breath to keep from fainting. This ordeal had compounded my medical condition, plus it had me on the verge of a breakdown and rendered me useless. Speak kind words and you will hear kind answers. There used to be an endless amount of girls that were irritated by me because I wore fancy clothes and was praised by being pretty. When I was younger, people would always say that pretty girls were dumb, and though I was very smart, I didn't crave the extra attention. People that knew me back then give me a blank stare that when I tell them that I have been a Mensa member since when I was 12. Though I could rank my friends in any order, my bridesmaids are comprised of my best friend, who have made all the arrangements for me. My friend was known for her innocent beauty and was unanimously voted the homecoming queen of our school. My other friend's family is very wealthy and has a lot of jewelry because her father owns a jewelry store that is located next to the high-end furniture store. My father has labored and sacrificed so much for his family, and as a modest man, he built himself a legacy that he can be proud to pass on to his children. I am currently studying jewelry design at the local university, and one day I want to own a jewelry design company that makes jewelry born out of innovation and creativity. Diamonds are the famed and favored gems in the world, and they are known for their rarity and value. The best fish smells when they are 3 days old. I have been working the last 13 years as a news writer for XYZ Network, and they have asked me if I would like to extend my contract with them. Broadcast news scripts are different than that of a movie, because news events need to be condensed into short stories. Where facts outweigh opinions. Since the viewer are not reading the script, it is important to have a polished writing style that will deliver specific key points to the audience, while staying from words or phrases that might have bad connotations to the viewers. Here we are in front of the house of a famous movie star known for being a brooding character actor in many police action movies. Police found many capsules containing cocaine in his pocket and a kilo of marijuana in the laundry bag in the trunk of his compact car. His fans feel betrayed and are grieving, as this incident leaves an ugly blemish on an actor who was beloved for his rousing performance as a stern but brilliant police officer. Since I work here part-time, the company is not required to give me job-based health insurance or any paid holidays. Insurance companies have a monopoly when it comes to offering coverage for healthcare. I have been suffering from chronic pneumonia, even though I have taken a series of medication. I feel like a shallow person I used to be. No one can live on beauty, but they can die for it. I work for the president of the company as an executive assistant, business liaison, in joint project with employee management and marketing. There has been a flurry of news articles on the web about this hacking incident, so we are collecting information to clarify our position on this issue. The temptation is to dismiss this as a minor incident. But if this breach is published in the papers, this could significantly impact the stock price. Our company's file servers were hacked, and some file folders containing customer information and other sensitive data were illegally transferred out of our network. At 2 o'clock this morning, our server documented some suspicious activity as it was mirroring our data for our backup server. We have isolated the problem, and we would be looking to recover what information we can, though it's my gut feeling that we will grab any remnant information we can and then reformat our servers. I admit that our computer system had some critical problems last night. However, the sequence of events showed that relevant customer data were all intact and completely protected. We have alerted the authority, and our cybersecurity team has launched its own investigation, so our clients don't need to worry about this anymore. We are working diligently to solve this matter and won't stray for our guests to bring these crooked people to justice. It is good to give advice, but better to give the remedy. I need to buy a new car as soon as possible because the mileage on this car is close to 300,000 miles, and furthermore, it is made of pure steel and all scratched and banged up from centuries of hard use. The safety features in new cars trump those of older cars because the technology has gotten so much better over the past few years. In many ways, you feel like you have a union of your car because some people draw conclusions to your personality by the type of car that you drive. I may be in the minority when I say that I believe a 2 or 3-year-old used vehicle is the best value, as every dealerships need to sell a certain quota of these vehicles a month. By choosing a 2 or 3-year-old car, you practically save money on taxes and fees since the price is lower. It is said that not all that glitters is gold, and That is also true for car ownership. Many people look at the prospect of purchasing a new or used car without thinking about the amount of money it sucks away from other necessary needs. I will not proclaim that a new car is better than a used car, because there is a spectrum of cars that could be beneficial for your day-to-day transportation need. At this stage of the buying process, I would recommend that you analyze your personal preferences and buy what fits your current financial situation best. You can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink it. I got a couple of days off of work. I decided to take my adopted son up to our favorite ski resort. I love the feeling of skiing down the hill, and more importantly, I enjoy the feeling of the fresh water on my face and wind blowing through my hair as I am zigzagging down the mountain. It makes me sad to hear the news that terrorists attacked a popular ski resort in Russia and 3 people perished. I learned how to ski today under the watchful eyes of a couple of ski instructors. I also learned the basic principle of stopping and going, with controlled movements to speed up and slow down. They say that the number of people injured in ski accidents has declined over the past few years, but I know some people that had to undergo surgical procedure after bad ski accident. I worked as an adoption social worker where I support family experiencing unplanned pregnancy and help get the children to an adoption agency and eventually on adoptive homes. In general, adoption social workers need patience and compassion while leading the birth family through the steps to giving their children up for adoption. Almost adoption social workers need to have assessment and counseling skill to help foster family make the best decision for adopted kids as they live in their adoptive homes. Hope without exertion is like a voyage without a ship. I heard that the French enjoy their leisurely pursuits such as working in their garden or playing a board game more than their work. Gustave Eiffel completed his tower as a tribute to the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. Napoleon once said, "There are only 2 forces in the world, the sword and the spirit. In the long run, the sword will always be conquered by the spirit." France is one of the most popular destinations for international students due to the plethora of unique art museums and cultural festivals. There are a number of excellent universities in France, where students can study subjects such as engineering and visual art. The most important thing is that France is known for its equal treatment of domestic and international students. The European Union has 28 member states, including France, and is a group of countries that have pledged to work together as a union and not invade each other's territory with military. Each member country pays tax revenue to the European Commission, and the EU uses the money to upgrade the way people live and do business in Europe. Many countries have joined in European Union as it has benefited those that reside within it. I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun. I am sure it is not my destiny to be rich, but if I won the lottery, I would probably buy myself an island in a temperate climate. I would generously help my family with money, especially my mama, since she lives alone. Since I would have no work obligations, I would travel to Italy to watch an opera, and then hasten over to Paris to watch street vendors performing pantomimes. If I won $1 million lottery ticket today, I would pay my student loan off right away and then buy a small cottage located in an apple orchard. It would be a lofty goal, but I would buy a ton of lumber and build a house for my parents so that they could live comfortably. I would buy a propeller plane and fly around the world solo. If someone gave me $1 million today, I would put it into a high-interest savings account. I have had to sacrifice a lot in order to take care of my responsibilities as a parent to my children. Having a lot of money would give me more free time to hang out with my friends and family without the obstacle that come from working.